All right, so let's recap from for the sake, because I'm assuming Aaron and Adam had better things to do than watch the videos.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. Oh, hey, sorry. Side note: tomorrow I'll be in full scroll makeup.
Ooh.
So I'll send you guys a photo. You just can't
Excellent.
show. You can't put it anywhere or any of that. So, but it's the first time the scroll will be in full makeup on set. So
awesome.
Oh, that's
nice.
exciting. All right. Oh,
cool.
Cool. All right, and let's see here. So Dale or Sag, did you just want to recap what the last before our spring break was?
He's probably gonna remember better than me.
What was the? We went to an old mine.
Yep.
And
wait. Why did we go to the old mine in the first place?
That was Mike's idea to try to find a way to trap whoever was killing. The spider.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. Good call. Yeah. So, so we went out there. On halfway, Nana. We ran into Nana. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I sensed worm.
Oh yeah, we just sent you in, and we ran into this big fangy thing, and then we also ended up down at the wall where Madame Bovary was tapping on the wall, and were there, and we saved their asses, and we got a bunch of accreditation for that, and then we walked in and saw the Harrowgate. Is that about right?
Yeah. Sounds about right. Any questions, Aaron and Adam?
Did we win?
Always.
We always win.
Okay. Muir.
What's up? How you doing, Adam?
What's up, buddy?
John B. All right. So basically, the Madam Givens, her group, and you guys basically part ways. So Madam Givens has been trying to find Harrowgate the town, for reasons that none of you know yet why. But you do know that Harrowgate does not want her to find it. Basically,
she didn't reek of the worm, did she?
No, she did not reek of the worm. You guys did sense she reeks of the wild. Basically, is the best way to put it.
Okay.
If she smells of something, she smells of the wild.
Okay.
And she and you're on your way out of the mine. You guys go your separate ways. Nana Boshar says, I think it's about time that I sit down and talk to all of you on what this gate is.
You think?
Well, I'll meet you back in town, and we'll see if anybody else is around, and I'll sit down and kind of explain a little bit more to you.
Does this need to be protected?
It's pretty protected right now, but it mainly is trying to be protected from people like Madam Givens.
Then why we let her walk out of here?
Yeah, exactly.
She's done nothing wrong.
I look at her confused.
Yeah, I do the whole tilt my head like a dog,
Yeah.
Is it she's potentially going to do something wrong?
If she tries to come to the cairn, then we have every right to protect the cairn.
Elder enigmas. And I just keep limping along.
All right. You guys get back to town. You guys get together with so you guys get back into town and you see Ted and Felix. What'd you change your name? What's your updated? Everybody knows you as Felix, but what do they call you now?
Patrick.
Patrick. All right, and John is there as well. John, what's your character's name?
Jebediah.
Okay, that's right, Jebediah.
Jebediah.
All right.
Is Felix in a different body?
No,
Nope.
man.
You're the same looking person?
Nah, I grew a goatee and I wear glasses.
Okay.
All right. You see Nana Boshar kind of has all of you kind of come in the back room where at Phil's place. She says, well, you remember the growing stone?
I do not.
Perhaps you could refresh our memory. I've lived
This
so
is
many.
before my time.
Okay.
I kind of look around for Phil. I know we've lost him along the way, but like, where'd Phil go?
So yeah,
Let's
you
go
and
to
Ted
Phil's
you and Ted know more. I think you and Ted have the history behind the growing stone.
Yeah, but wasn't it Phil and I that let it free?
Yeah. She says the Harrowgate is it's an open one-way moon bridge to the atrocity realm. Everybody roll your intelligence rituals, I guess.
So
Ooh, must be a big role for me.
what about a cult?
Or a cult, yeah. If you have a cult, yeah.
Thanks, man.
Difficulty of a 6 for you, difficulty of a 7 for Adam, and difficulty of a 7 for John as well. Because it's mostly Guru-ish things.
What'd I get? Did I win?
You did. Just you'd be kicking ass. Oh my god, I got 3 successes.
Nice.
I got 5
Nice.
successes.
Oh yeah, man. That's a win-win right there.
Yeah.
I'm concocting a potion right now.
Okay. 36. All right. So I say since you botched, you have you probably you've heard the names and you're pretty sure it's something to do. It's linked with like the something to do with the Shadowlands. Probably something to do with the Tempest.
Okay.
You're way off on what it actually is.
Okay. Cool.
John,
Yeah,
you know that it's one of the 13 major umbral realms. Not sure what, but Bob and Thungfer, Bob and Ted, you know that the atrocity realm is basically the worm realm. Like that's where all the worm is basically. It's if you're gonna that that Black Spiral dancers utilize that place as they go down. It goes as they become higher in rank, they go further into the atrocity realm for their journeys, basically their rite of passages. Enoch with 5 successes, all that. And you come to the conclusion with 5 successes that because of the triad, that the flux realm, which the flux realm is basically the realm that's the wild realm. And you were told, you remember that the growing stone came from the flux realm.
Sorry, I want to wrap my brain around that. So say that again. So you're saying that the atrocity realm is where the worm comes from.
Yeah.
The Harrowgate is a one-way passage to there or from there?
To and from. It's basically a moon bridge. It's like an existing like moon bridge. It's a highway.
So crazy shit could just come out of that.
And you guys remember, just to refresh, your characters know this, but you as players, I want to give you a bit of this meta plot. Remind you about a bit of this meta plot is that the growing stone came from the flux realm, which is the wild realm. It was a giant stone that came from the sky, crashed into that mountain, and it came from the flux realm. So you can make that. You can make any connection you want between the flux. A denizen of the flux realm sent something to attack the Harrowgate deep in the mountain.
And did we ever figure out what that white blur was that flew past me in the Umbra?
Oh yes, that was basically one of the Black Fury tribal spirits helping out them. It was.
Oh, that's right. It was like a unicorn or something.
Yeah. It was a Pegasus.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we should guard that.
She says
we should have someone standing in front of that gate at all times.
Nana Boshart says once that happened, once that growing stone attacked the Harrowgate, that's when our caern was created. It was taken over. It was created.
Wasn't I there?
You were there. This happened before you showed up. You showed up when it was you showed up there when it was a red talon caern.
Right.
Then the Wendigo took over that cairn, and then the Silver Fangs took over that cairn, and actually, before it was called the Wounded Prophet cairn.
And that's when I got there, was when the Silver Fangs took it over, right?
You got there when the Silver Fangs took it over.
Okay.
No, because you woke up. You actually died when it was the Wendigo.
Right.
Yeah. So she says that the cairn was created to protect, to watch over the Harrowgate. And it was forgotten over time. So because we're sent there as we were the Geru equivalent of what the Flux Realm sent. The Flux Realm sent a non-sentient, pure, wild energy to encapsulate the Harrowgate. We were there to monitor and be the guards of that Harrowgate to make sure it doesn't open. And with the fact of Madame Givens finding it, we have a symbiotic relationship with that Harrowgate. If someone finds that, they can use that gate to find the cairn and vice versa.
Mm.
So how does this all tie into our need to lose or move the other mummy so that the maelstrom doesn't attack us or doesn't land on us?
Viola speaks up. Remember, Viola is one of the Anasazi.
Yes.
She says, there's only 2 of us now. There's supposed to be 10 of us. And if this storm is coming, there's no way that we're going to be able to sew anything back shut with only 2 of us.
Right. So that's my point, is that we need to get rid of the other mummy body, correct? Or the body that is calling forth the maelstrom.
That sounds like a great plan to me.
Is there any way that any kind of tools that we could use to help with the stitching?
Well, I think we need to find that body, correct, Barney?
Yeah.
We don't even know what that body is. I look to I looked at Adam's character. What's Patrick?
Well, so we can fight. So we need. All right, because I got to get caught up slightly because I haven't been here. So we need to find that other. Obviously, the other mummy is. That's the Bane mummy, correct, Barney?
It's your guess. Yeah. Remember, there's Shadrach Seaport, who is a Bane mummy, who.
Yes.
And do you remember? So, and you guys figured out that giant faceless ghost is a Ka of the mummy.
It's the Ka, not the Ba.
The Ba, yes. And Ted, you remember when you were in the Umbra, Shadrach was pulling that faceless ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's possibly a Bane mummy. And it's it's dead, right? So we have to find the mummy, or we have to find the body.
That is that's the question that you're trying to answer.
I don't think we need to find the Bane mummy, because we know that the Bane mummy is Shadrach, correct?
Yeah.
So I think we need to find what Shadrach's looking for, which is he's looking for the mummy that is associated with the Ka, or the faceless man. So we're all looking for that body. The Ka is the faceless man, right?
Yeah.
And he's looking for the body. So I think we need to find that third mummy and dispose of it appropriately. And
if he finds that, here's the thing. So what I'm thinking is that the Ba is lost. If he has not found the body, he's remaining in the Shadowlands, or not Shadow, in the spirit realm. He has not found his way back.
I sent you a message, Adam, on your phone. I don't know if it popped up before my phone. It's so cold in my basement, my phone stopped working.
No, I don't have it, buddy. Do you want to?
Let me.
Here, hold on.
What about that one mummy we buried? Like Felix's wife or something like that? This is a while back.
Texted you, buddy.
What?
I'm texting Barney to make sure.
I'm trying to get my phone to work again, but let me.
Because we just made a guess on that one that we should bury it and destroy it or something like that. Now that we got a mummy back.
Well, but we don't actually know. We just know that they sent a body. Right, Barney?
You know that mummy that Adam killed was one of the Bane mummies.
But was that the body that was sent in the box, the bride for Philip, for Phil?
No, that was a different one. Yes, that was a good story too.
Fucking mummies, man. Those guys are assholes.
Totally. Fucking they're fucking practically Weaver shit.
Hey man, some of us are cool.
Yeah, whatever. But no, so what did we end up? We just burned the body, right, Barney?
Yeah.
So, Patrick, is that the best way to handle a Bane mummy?
No, you're gonna have to. You can destroy the. They can take over another host. You got to go and destroy the actual bot of it, and then it's done.
All right, I just sent you a message on Roll20.
On Roll20?
Yeah. No, on the Roll20 app. I whispered something to you into my phone.
Where does that come up?
In the chat box. So Viola points out, she says, she asked Nana, how do you activate that Harrowgate? Nana says, we don't want to activate the Harrowgate.
So the let me give you guys a little breakdown of kind of how my people work, or how I am. I can continually be reborn, as well as my others like me. But as we are reborn, the more times we're reborn, the more we forget, unless we write it down.
We were best friends.
Oh, hey, buddy. So the more luckily, my memory is pretty good. So I remember I remember most of my lives. I haven't come back that many times. But perhaps this one, the Ba that is lost, has forgotten.
Why is it not working?
So then I think the whole gist of this then is that we need to find the body.
Yes, sir. But he could also possibly, it may not mean that it is a Bane mummy. I don't, Barney, are you trying to type something? Because it keeps coming up. But...
Yeah, I'm trying to type something to John, but it's not working.
Your secrets, man. You gotta.
It says you're typing.
Yeah, it shows you typing.
Yeah, man. But yeah, so I would say you can. If you do that, then the Ba will just sit and be lost in. And if Shadrach is pulling the Ba and using its power, I mean, I don't know. Might want to find out who it is. It's obviously died a lot to not know who it is or how to get back to its body.
So the question becomes, how do we find the body?
Trying to see if I have a ritual or a spell that I can do to allow me to do that.
I got the message, Barney. Oh, I got your test. So,
Barney, is there a spell? Can I cast a spell to be able to can I use any of my Ren Haku to find out? Do I think?
You don't know who it is.
Right.
That's the
Okay.
hard part about it. If you actually knew, like for instance, if you wanted to find Sadric, you could.
Yeah. How about this? If I spent a day or a day or two going through my journal, would I be able to maybe find some clue? If you know which journal I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but you guys are running out of time. I'm not.
Right.
It would take. Yeah, that's the only caveat.
It would take me too long, right?
Yeah.
To find.
Could we
Because you wouldn't know where to start.
Yeah, so I'd have to read the entire thing, and that would just be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Could we ask some ghosts?
The best spot possibly thing to do would be to probably step sideways and ask some and find it that way.
Because the ba is going to be in the Shadowlands, right?
Yeah, because if the ba obviously doesn't know where it's at because it's forgotten. And anytime we die, we have to find our way back to our body, and it's obviously died so many times that it just can't remember.
All right, where is it? I'm trying to send this message to John.
I got the test, but
I know.
Can any of you commune with spirits and find? I mean, the ba might just be wandering lost. Obviously, it is wandering lost, but shit, I don't know how we would find that thing. Well,
wouldn't that be Enoch? Isn't he our spirit guy?
Yeah, Ted and I both.
Yeah, I think we've seen it a few times, haven't we, Dale? The big faceless man, is that who we're talking about?
Yeah.
Well, that's the Bob, but don't we need the body? I think everybody's looking for the body, right?
Yeah, but Adam was saying if we could find the spirit.
Yeah, if we find the spirit.
The Bob can't even find the body. I think is
that's true.
But I might be able to find it if we find the spirit and I can get info from it, because I can I can possibly find it that way.
So do we want to? I mean, we generally see this fucking faceless man near the river.
Maybe we could track from there, and it's obviously looking. It may have an idea, and perhaps we can. Maybe we don't even have to ask it. We can track. We can.
So here's my theory: the reason that this thing can't find the ba can't find the body is that the body's in Harrowgate.
That could be possible.
And Harrowgate has this like class 5 illusion spell over it, blocking people from blocking anything from seeing it. So I think that the body's there somewhere. We just need to figure out how to solve for that problem.
So yeah, I mean that's actually a great theory.
I looked at Nana Beauchard. Where's the body?
She's like, whose body? I know nothing about mummies. This is all new to me.
Hey Barney, is it possible, or maybe here I'll ask you guys, in the when you step sideways, can you track like you would on the like here?
Yeah, good theory, kid.
If you had the scent, could you track it?
I think there are different gifts. I think that there is spirit tracking as a gift, but I think again you need to know who it is that you're looking for.
Well, maybe if we studied this faceless guy, we'd be able to track it.
And you and Enoch and Ted could tell you as well that gifts that work for spirits that are like Geru gifts are. It's like, put it in D&D terms, it's like wild magic. It's not meant for wraiths, so they could be extremely helpful, or they could send you sideways. Unless you have there are a few gifts that are specifically for wraiths, for the restless dead. But I think other than the fact, I think Enoch and Ted can step sideways into the Shadowlands. I don't think they know any specific gifts that interact with the restless.
Barney, if I were to, this is super extreme, but if I were to die again, would it be easier for me to help track him?
No.
Okay.
No, not necessarily. I mean, that's the cool thing about mummies is that it's not like they share an ethos, or like they don't share like you're all individuals.
Yeah,
so it's not like you have your same universe that you kind of and belief systems that you rely on.
It's also a bummer because we're not. I mean, we're so secretive. We don't know. We hide our where. I say, look, each mummy is individual. We each hide our. We may have a spot that we want our body to go to, that we want to hide something that we want. That's the thing. We're so individual. That's why I'm thinking if we had almost like a hound, we could track him down.
So it sounds like this might be, to that point, it might be maybe like a Native American mummy.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like this mummy has died many, many times and possibly was around when Harrowgate was created. And maybe that's when that mummy died. And that's where like you said, that's where his body is.
Sag, roll your perception. Perception alertness, difficulty of a 7.
Perception what?
Perception alertness, difficulty of a 7.
That's not good.
John, you got my message right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, John, anytime you're ready, I'll have Sag roll stamina. No, I'm kidding. I'm just fucking with you guys.
2, Barney.
All right. You recall, as you guys were leaving the mine, Jacinda, Truthbender, the Ragabash Black Fury, out of nowhere kind of gave you a hug to thank you for, saving them.
Okay.
And
check your pockets.
I checked to see if my wallet's still there.
You find a folded up, worn parchment in your pocket.
Okay, I will read it.
You see, it looks like it's about, I would say, 10 years old. We'll say 15 years old. An old newspaper clipping from New York, talking about famed author Davis Cooper Smith passes away, and you see a picture of not a photograph, but like a mimeo, like a relief picture, what you would have, like an artist's rendering of the author.
Okay.
And you see next to it is looks like an old typewriter next to him.
Do I know who this person is? Or I guess I've heard of him.
You've heard of him. Yeah. I mean, he wasn't like world famous like Mark Twain, but he was well known for writing some serialized fiction.
I will go over to Enoch and say, one of those Black Furies slipped this to me in the cave. I just noticed it now. Does this mean anything to you? I'll say the name out loud.
Yeah, I put it in the middle of the table and ask, does anybody know this character?
Everybody that was here on episode 1, roll.
Hey, was I there? No.
Episode 1?
Oh, no, I was not.
Of this season?
Of this season.
Oh, okay. Roll what?
Intelligence alertness. But see if you can recall it first, if anybody actually remembers.
Is it the typewriter that we're looking at?
Yeah.
Dude, I've been hit in the head so many times since then.
Oh, yeah. I remember
Didn't somebody end up with a typewriter at some time? Was it Phil or was it you?
It was Wu saw it, but Wu told you all about it.
Yeah, where was
It
it?
went into somebody's room.
Sorry, buddy. I don't remember.
That was the
The first episode was called a bottle of gin, a typewriter, and a violin.
Oh, I think I missed this one.
Yes, you did. You missed the first. I think you did miss the first episode.
Man, I was really leaning on Dale's memory on this one.
well the first episode I thought it had to do with one of the first spider women came and we threw down with her and then she ended up living in Phil's place.
That was the second episode.
Okay, maybe I didn't come to the first one.
All right, you got 2 successes.
What's our difficulty? 6?
Difficulty of a 6.
3 successes.
Ted, I think you're there on the first episode.
I think so. So my difficulty should be a 5, right?
Yeah.
Two successes. And Bob was there in the first episode as well. You remember the typewriter sticks out, but you remember that Wu went in. This was when actual Joe was just on his first freak out, one of his random freak out rampage type deals.
Yeah.
And Wu went into his room and saw a bottle of gin, a typewriter, and a violin. And he never drank, he never played an instrument, and he, as far as you knew, he was illiterate.
That's right. You got episode 1 posted on YouTube. I can go back and
refresh your memory.
Yeah, give me about 45 minutes, guys. I'll be right back.
Is this a ghost writer?
Ah. I see
Many facets to that statement.
Where'd the typewriter end up?
You don't know.
Well,
But he saw it.
I think we need to find actual Joe.
Is that the first time anyone's gone looking for him?
Upon further inspection of the picture, the lithograph of the illustration of Davis Coopersmith could look like a clean-shaven actual Joe.
All right, I just barge out the door, walk out into the bar, and just start ranting and raving for actual Joe. Just like I actually start talking about one of the the last freakouts that like I remember from the dude, like saying talking about zombies or some shit. I don't know, just to like try to get his attention.
All right, what is everybody else doing?
Well, that'll get some answers here quick. Barney, I'll actually go outside.
Okay.
I'm gonna go somewhere where I'm not, I'm just gonna touch the ground and see if it can tell me where he's at.
Okay.
Have we haven't tried any kind of physical means of finding this yet, like sniffing it out or anything like that? I mean, rather than supernatural, or is it just not?
You mean actual Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just physical.
Yeah. Other than the fact that, I mean, well, and this is the thing too, and then I'm sure all of you at one point or another, maybe you're not as a player, but your characters have, especially since weird crap has been happening, you kind of do a once over on people that have come into town or come through town, and actual Joe's never smelled of anything that is supernatural. Then again, Felix Wainwright never smelled of anything supernatural either.
Interesting.
But I'm just wondering, like, smell just natural. I don't know, you know.
Yeah. You see, what are you doing, Ted?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess wandering the streets looking for actual Joe.
Okay.
I said, when I was running away, they had hounds after me. Never could find me. I'm a little bit of hiding, but they sent hounds to try to find me. I mean, hounds here.
Okay. Bob, what are you doing?
I guess stay put.
Okay.
I feel if we like all split and run in different directions. Yeah, I'll just stay put.
Okay.
I'll look around Phil's place, see if I can find that typewriter.
Do you go up to actual Joe's room?
Yep.
Okay. So we're going outside. We're gonna work our way outside in. All right, and you see Adam. You're outside. You notice there. You notice that actual Joe is just kind of roaming the boardwalk there between the buildings, just muttering to himself and looking at horses and talking to horses.
Okay.
And kind of like patting him and looking at him in the eye, and is like pointing at some horses accusatory, saying that they know what's going on, and he knows that there's stuff happening here. And you see inside the Enoch, you're making you're making a little bit of ruckus, and you see the bartender who you have on the first name basis is Hank. He kind of rolls his eyes at you and he says, "Oh, you're getting into your own moonshine again, Enoch."
Careful, I'll be getting into yours. You seen oh shoot, what the fuck's his name? Joe.
Actual Joe.
Actual Joe. I always want to call him Injun Joe. That's just the most recent thing. You seen Actual Joe yet, Hank?
Few times he's come through and gets pointing his fingers. I mean, he had quite a row with Hillary upstairs, saying that she was some sort of I don't know, like goat-headed woman, but other than that, nothing really.
Well, shit. Have you looked at Hillary lately? She might just be.
I'm gonna poke my head inside and look at Enoch and just do that.
Okay. Ted.
I as I'm walking out, I tell Hank to pour me a bottle of whiskey.
Okay. Ted, you go upstairs. Roll your gnosis.
Roll my what? Gnosis?
Gnosis.
Oh, you're dead.
Okay.
Did you say Chris had to roll soak?
4 successes. Wow. As you get upstairs, you notice that you get almost the same shaky vision that Wu got in episode 1. You peer into his room, and almost like you just see like the room kind of shakes and layers, and all of a sudden you see it turn into like a bit of black and white, and you make out in the room a bottle of gin, a typewriter, and a violin, and you see the tall, slender, faceless man kind of hunched over because the ceiling's so low compared to him, almost like he's kind of stretching himself out like a spider web in the corner of the room, and he sees that you sense him, and he looks straight at you, and then the room blacks out again, and it looks just like actual Joe's room again.
All right. I'll walk back downstairs.
All right, you see, you see Jebediah and Bob are still milling around near the back of the room of the saloon.
Hey, Barney,
Yep.
can I? I'm gonna place my hand on on one of the posts of the outside of and I'm gonna have the wood create an arrow in front in the back room that points towards the front.
Okay. You guys notice an arrow. Ted and Jebediah and Bob kind of form on the floor, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pointing
outside.
Yeah. I'd say we're wanted outside, fellas.
Hey,
Now I can say spells and stuff. It's so nice.
I'll stand up and follow the arrow.
All right.
Does it seem to be a nefarious arrow? Go
You'd
this
be
way.
so lucky.
No, you make out. It kind of looks like the handwriting of Felix. Yeah, I mean, because you work with him, so.
Yeah.
We're homies, man. I'm back.
All right, we'll play it out. You guys go outside. Adam, tell me what you're doing. Everybody's outside outside of the saloon.
I light a little cigar and look, and I'm start smoking and look, and I'm just keeping an eye on actual Joe. And as soon as Enoch gets out, I'm just gonna I'm gonna be like, there he is, right there. Just wait till we're all together.
All right.
I share with the fellows what I saw up in actual Joe's room, what occurred upstairs.
All right.
So wait, he walked in and he saw like a.
Go ahead and describe it in Ted's words what you saw.
When I got upstairs, my vision had shimmered as approached Joe's room, and when I opened the door, I saw the faceless man hunched in the corner of the room, and when he saw me, everything went black, and the door was closed. And I walked back downstairs.
Okay, who can run the fastest?
Not me.
I think everybody's got at least a broken hip or leg or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I probably could. I mean,
I'm just a human, so.
What Jebediah had maybe might be the one then, right?
So I looked at Jebediah and I say, how good are you at hiding?
very.
Can you get this guy out of town, like as far away from here as possible?
You want me to follow him, or how do you want me to get him?
Like take Faceless Joe and like get him out of here.
Just how?
Hey, if he is a like me, I should probably talk to him.
Yeah, but do you want to talk to him or do you want to go fight the faceless man upstairs?
I want to talk to him.
Okay, so I think then we let you talk to him with Jebediah in tow, and the rest of us should essentially set up fortification to stop the faceless man from getting to him.
Yes, because if he remembers who he is, that the Ba will have an easier time. He's forgotten. I just want to know. I kind of just want to hear some.
So if he's forgotten, do we want to remind him? or do we want to keep him ignorant?
I don't know. I don't know if he. I don't think he's a Bane. I don't think he's. Do we know if he's evil? That's the thing.
We know that when the faceless man finds faceless Joe, then the maelstrom comes.
All right. Well then, yeah.
Viola looks towards you, Jebediah,
Yeah.
outside the door.
Who looks towards me?
Viola.
Viola. Okay.
Let's go get this guy. Jebediah, let's go.
So you want me to follow him? Yeah, but you're going to talk to him, and then we'll see what goes from there.
Okay.
All right.
Hi there, actual Joe. How you doing, my friend? Is that horse giving you a problem?
Actual Joe goes, kind of like looks at the horse and nods and goes, "Not anymore. I think we're at good terms."
Aye, he's a little bit of a pissant, isn't he?
Yes, he knows. He's been places. I can smell it on his hooves.
Have you seen the new rail cars down at the rail station?
No. Why would I want to?
You got to see these. They're quite amazing. They run off of steam, you know. Steam and coal. I put my arm around him and say, why don't you come with me and we'll go check them out. I thought I saw a couple others that needed putting in line like that, like you did to hear this horse.
He kind of brushes your hand. He goes, yeah, but don't. No, I don't like people touching me. I don't like people touching me.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry about that. Why don't you come with? Let's go check it out, and perhaps you can talk some sense into these animals down there.
What happened to your badge?
Badge? What you talking about, my friend?
He looks over at Jebediah.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
No, Alexa. Oh, so if you say he looks over, it kind of, if you say it fast enough, I think you think
sounds
I said
like
that.
Hey Siri.
Yeah. He looks over at Jebediah and says, "Do you know who he is? Because he looks awful familiar to me."
Do you know who he is?
Yeah.
So this is actual Joe saying this, right?
What's that?
Is that actual Joe saying? He's saying that to me. Do I know who he is?
Yeah.
Not knowing for too long. Just a little bit here.
All right. You guys continue your conversation. Ted, Bob, and Enoch, what are you doing?
Bob, can you set up fortification around actual Joe with some of your guys, spend some of your money around here?
Would it be wise to include humans?
I think anything that can stop the faceless man from getting to faceless Joe, I think all the better.
Sure. Just go down to the train station. That's where some of my guys are. Or I could. Did they go into the town, Barney?
Sometimes they do. Sometimes your guys do.
I'll go looking at some popular spots to scare up.
Actually, I have a bit of a better idea. Why don't we just take actual Joe down to the train station, and worst case scenario, we put him on the next train out of town.
Yeah, Joe's on to me.
That's true.
You probably won't want to go to the train station, but
Ted, what are you doing?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Gonna start a fight with Faceless Man and get ready for that. I thought we can't kill him though. Can we kill him? Can we kill? We can't kill his spirit self if
What
it's a
did he
wandering
do?
zombie.
Sending you a message. Hey, turn that up.
What if we use the gate to get him out?
Hey, Barney, should I roll charisma subterfuge?
You can.
That would be awesome. What's my difficulty?
Difficulty of
This is what I do.
difficulty of a 7.
So I looked at Bob, and then is Nana Beauchard still around? Is she tagging along with us?
Yeah, Ted, I sent you a whisper.
It occurs to me. How do I know this? That the faceless man already
5
knows.
successes. Woo!
The faceless man already knows about actual Joe and is there protecting him.
I'm going to use my sweetheart's smile too and say you should listen to him.
He goes, all right. Actual Joe says, okay, but I don't want to get too far of that train station because I know there's a werewolf living there. I saw him once.
Oh, you say a werewolf. How tall was he?
He was tall, and he was scraggly, and he was white. And I know when I see one, I'm not going to trust myself around that area.
Well, I'll tell you what. We're here together. We can take care of him ourselves.
I'll be around horses and all, but
Well, let's take one with us. I'll keep an eye out. You tell me when you see that werewolf.
you look awfully familiar to me.
You know, I get that a lot. I tell you, you know, the average height, average build.
All right. So Enoch, so you and Jedediah, Adam are kind of leading. Actual Joe's just kind of moseying it. You don't really feel like he's following you or anything. It looks like you're just kind of going on his. He's going on his kind of like route, basically of hassling.
Yeah. But he's making his way towards the train station?
He can't. Yeah, sure. I mean, you guys are talking to him. He's
okay. That's fine.
Yeah,
that's totally fine.
And Ted and Enoch and Bob.
I looked at Nana Beauchard. I kind of like Bob's idea. Why don't we send Faceless Joe into the Chaos Realm?
We would have to open it up.
Really doesn't seem like a good idea.
And we'd have to make sure that when you open up something, you got to hope it's going in the direction you want it to go. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
If it's not in the realm that we want it to go, I'll be there.
Viola speaks up and says, there's only 2 of us here. There's only 2 Anasazi left. If we have to sew the gauntlet shut, it would be a lot easier to do it through the gate than it would be through the entire town.
Well, thank you, O Silent Ones, for speaking up. But do you have any other suggestions?
Nana says, so fill me in here again. So this is What does this guy have to do with the storm?
I
Exactly.
think the maelstrom is coming for him. And I think that even the faceless guy thinks that as well.
Okay. So you want to put this crazy old man into the Harrowgate.
I want to get him away from Harrowgate
In Gold Springs.
and Gold Springs. I want to protect our area from the maelstrom, which we know is going to be, bad for life.
I'll be all right.
She looks over at Ted. What's your thought? You're the other third chair.
So, yeah, I guess I'm having difficulty wrapping my head around why actual Joe is so important.
So if the faceless man catches up with actual Joe, that is the thing that signifies the maelstrom. How do we know this?
Ted, we don't know this. Actually, Ted, why do you know that the faceless man is protecting faceless Joe?
Because it was whispered to me from the GM.
Oh man.
Well, I would put it this way: when you saw him, kind of like it
In a
looked like
protective stance in his room.
he was basically. It looked like he wasn't like coming into the room, or it looked like he was been there for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
Has anybody actually seen faceless Joe go to his room?
Actual Joe.
Yes.
Actual faceless Joe, yeah.
Yeah,
That'll be a good question for Phil.
yeah. I mean, he's been to his room before. It's pretty common. I mean, his bed's always not made, and I mean, he's been up and down of times. So yeah, that's.
So it would seem that the faceless man is protecting actual Joe.
At least knows of his existence, where he is.
Oh, hey, Barney, side note, is Shadrick Seaport still alive, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And he was trying to use Faceless Joe's Ba.
Yeah.
That is why we have to protect him. That's why he's protecting him. If he kills it, oh yeah, okay. That he's not a Bane mummy.
No.
He is not a Bane mummy.
What's report?
I'm just putting that.
Or Joe?
Joe is not a Bane mummy.
But do we all agree that he is what the maelstrom is here to destroy?
Yeah, the Bane mummy could possibly bring forth the maelstrom using him. That's my thought.
So we're back to trying to find the Bane mummy's Ba. Maybe the faceless man's friendly.
No, it's actual Joe. Actual Joe is the mummy.
Right.
Who now he's been reincarnated so many times he's forgotten that he is a mummy.
Yes.
And he's been forgotten so much, his Ba hasn't actually been. His Ba is so far frustrated with the situation that he's actually disconnected himself from actual Joe.
From him. Correct.
But
Do
he
you
can't
think
go
that-
any far. He can't go far away from him because he's still anchored to him.
Do you think that the newspaper clipping might jog his memory? Does that happen?
Possibly.
Would it be a good thing or a bad thing, Patrick?
Yeah.
It would probably be a good. I mean, I don't know. For me, I'm thinking of it as as if I was lost and my ball was lost and I needed to find myself. If for some reason it didn't work, yeah, I'd want to know, unless there were some painful memories.
And to be honest, and Patrick would know this, is that who knows if he actually knew he was a mummy when he was a writer.
Correct. Yeah, it might be he he may have already forgotten. He may have forgotten years and years and years ago. It's your spirit. It's our spirit that keeps the memories.
And that's why his ba has no face.
Because it's just a spirit. So who knows how long it's been since he's known who he is.
Do we need to then be relationship counselors and get the ball back into the Kid Rock song?
I would
Dale roll. Okay, Dale. Who else was in there? Who was in the run with the dead Anasazi? It was Dale and John and who else?
I think maybe me.
Anasazi. So the downstairs.
Yeah, roll. Both of you guys roll intelligence, alertness, difficulty of a 6.
Oh, sorry.
All right, 1 success.
Oh, I see. Well, oh. Hold on. Hold on here. It's all screwy. It's all screwy. I thought I had things set up. It will be 6, right?
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, both 1 success. You remember Enoch, specifically for you, since you put on the Grandpa's ghost goggles, and you did regale the story to everybody that was in the room at the time, that you remember seeing something bring in those bodies, something killed, and once you recall that faded image, it was a person that was about actual Joe's size.
So
that brought those bodies in.
So he's the one that. Well, wait. We know that he's burying them, but we don't know that he's eating them.
You don't know that. Correct.
So wait, when Hank, the bartender, was talking about somebody having a horse face, or talking about actual Joe talking about somebody having a horse face, was he talking about one of the dead Anasazi?
No, he was just talking about one of the women. It was a goat head. But anything, he's been saying random shit. So yeah.
I think there's satyrs in town. That's what I think.
It was one of.
He's been pretty spot on so far.
Okay, so we think actual Joe is bringing the bodies down, the Anasazi bodies down. I say that to the silent ones. Hey, what is it possible that actual Joe, for some reason, would be trying to stop you folks from patching up the connection between the Umbra and the real world?
The only way he would have been able to do that is have access to his powers. And I don't know what his powers are, but as a regular person, how he is now, there's no way. She looks over at Viola, looks over at Felix. Is there ways that his ba can possess him when he's asleep?
Yes. Of course it can.
So is that when he becomes faceless, Joe?
Our bodies are.
There is no faceless Joe.
I think there is.
There is. There's a faceless Joe. Our bodies are merely. They're like a conveyance. That is all. Our souls are what is our true self. So the soul is just using it as a means.
So why would the ba? Now that I've thought of the Kid Rock song, it's all I can hear when I say ba. Why would the ba?
Bang, 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 diggy, diggy, diggy.
Why would the ba not want the Anasazi to do their work?
Because the ba wants the maelstrom to come.
Yeah, the ba is evil.
So wait, the ba is evil, but he's not a bad mummy.
That Bane
Well,
mummy.
no. So the ba can have a completely different thought process than the actual person. He's crazy. He's gone off. He has no clue who he is. He's so off the reservation because he has forgotten everything. He's probably thousands of years old.
Could the ba go crazy too if it's separated this long as well?
Yes, because all it's done is wander the spirit realm. It's that we're not meant to be in the spirit realm.
So maybe we need to pull what we did with Wu and put this guy on the train and make the ba think that actual Joe has left town.
Then the maelstrom's going to attack the train and destroy whatever path it's in.
Yeah, the ba's going to keep doing what it's doing. You know, it's going to keep doing it.
So
We can either try and heal him and heal it, or kill them both.
So how do we heal them?
That's going to be a much harder thing to do than kill them both. But yeah,
murder hobo. We're just murder hobo. This is
murder hobo.
We can't have it hurting the train.
It may take a couple. It may take some fight within the spirit realm and some fight out here. But we can possibly get his brain back to where it should be. And then if he turns out to be an asshole, we just kill him.
Or we could just kill him and not worry if he's going to be an asshole or not.
That's the get answer.
But I would, if it were me, I would hope that you would try to heal me and heal my mind before trying to destroy me.
Yeah, but 50% of the mummies that we've met have been evil, twisted fucks. So
Really, man, you live thousands of years. It's bound to corrupt you at some point.
And is this as simple as keeping actual Joe off the sauce, or what's the deal here?
I would imagine that the sauce isn't doing a thing to actual Joe. I think his mind is so warped.
So then, again, we come back to the bigger question: what do we need to do to set this guy straight?
I hate to say it, but we got to kind of. I may have to reveal who I am to him, and that may help him to understand who he is.
Nana Boshar then says, "How is this going to prevent the maelstrom from coming if the maelstrom is still attracted to him? What matter does it? Does it matter? How does it matter if he is sane or not?
How does it matter if the maelstrom, to that point, how does it work? I mean, if the maelstrom's going to come, I think what's most important is that it not come where we are.
Correct. If we're going to do it, we do it somewhere way outside of town.
I was never a fan of the city of St. Louis.
Yeah, I would suggest we do it way outside of town, and it's going to be shocking. He's not going to want to believe it.
Well, he likes the horses, so let's get him on a horse and get him out of here.
And we will need somebody. We'll need some in the Umbra.
Nana says, if this maelstrom is full of all this worm emanations, what if we do try to send it straight back into the atrocity realm?
Dig it.
Suck it right up.
So you're for this idea then?
If we find a way to open it and knowing that we can close it again, and we can ensure that it's going the direction we want it to go.
Well, we've got two Anasazi here. They're quietly saying they're willing to do it. So let's use them.
Viola says, all I'm saying, it's going to be easier to seal a gate than it is to seal an entire town with two of us.
And if they, I can buy us the time to seal the gate.
Yeah.
Nana Boshar says it might be easier to convince actual Joe to go into the. I have no idea. I don't even know the guy. She says I'm gonna stop.
Phil's good at fancy talking people.
I can convince him to do stuff. That's kind of what I did.
All right, so let's get him to the Harrowgate.
Everybody, roll your perception alertness difficulty of an 8.
Just so you know, that Bane mummy is going to Shadrick is going to be looking for him.
Mm-hmm. 1.
Woo!
Woo!
Adam's not allowed to roll for the rest of the night.
I've had like.
I hope you play an important part in the gate, Adam.
Yeah, me too.
All right, so you got one. So, Felix, you are just you're as you're thinking about it, you just kind of start staring at the wooden planks there on the gangway of the, and you just kind of get lost in the you'll get lost in the thought, thinking that like that the grooves and the planks kind of look like all of a sudden it kind of reminds you of the sand dunes of ancient Egypt, and you just kind of get lost in thought for a second. One success. Enoch, Bob, and Jebediah. You see a bird fly away off in the distance. It looks like it just after you finished, all of you finished talking. You see a bird kind of fly away.
Bird.
You notice. Ted, you notice it kind of stands out a bit. You notice that the bird was actually an owl, kind of flies away as you guys finish talking.
Should we go pheasant hunting?
I pointed out to Enoch. The owl is a totem of the Black Furies.
And we'll end there for the night.
Damn you!
All right, everybody, give yourself 3 experience. Now, I was listening to Fear the Boot. Have you guys listened to that podcast? It's like a role-playing podcast about like people playing role-playing games. And one of the guys talked about anytime people botch like at a perception roll, it's like you don't not see something. You just see something that completely has nothing to do with what's going on.
Right.
Right. 3 successes. All right. Tell me what everybody did.